Welcome to this class of English dear students. In today's video, we'll continue with the line-by-line explanation of the chapter The Necklace from your English book Footprints Without Feet, written by Guy de Maupassant. Students, in the last video, you came to know about the nature of the rich and very kind lady, Madame Forestier. So, from Madame Forestier, Matilda got a diamond necklace to adorn herself for the party and to flaunt her beauty all the more. And let's now move further and find out what happened next. She fell upon the neck of her friend, embraced her with passion, then went away with her treasure. Now, this word embraced, it means to hold someone closely in arms. So now Matilda, she hugged her friend with affection since she got the necklace from her. She hugged her and happily left for her house. The day of the ball arrived. Madame Loisel was a great success. She was the prettiest of all, elegant, gracious, smiling and full of joy. All the men noticed her, asked her name, and wanted to be presented. She danced with enthusiasm, intoxicated with pleasure, thinking of nothing but all the admiration, this victory so complete and sweet to her heart. Now the word elegant, it means graceful and stylish. And then the word enthusiasm, it means enjoyment, intense enjoyment, you can say, intense enjoyment. Then this word admiration, it means respect and warm approval. Okay. Now the day of the party arrived and Madame Loisel was appreciated as she was the prettiest, most elegant and gracious of all. She was very happy and full of joy as all the men were noticing her beauty. She was full of enthusiasm and pleasure as she was very happy with all the attention she had gained. She went home towards 4 o'clock in the morning. Her husband had been half asleep in one of the little salons since midnight with 3 other gentlemen whose wives were enjoying themselves very much. Now this word salons, it means a reception room, a drawing room, a reception room in a large house. So this paragraph is telling us that the couple left the party at 4 o'clock in the morning. But Mr. Loisel had already slept at 12 o'clock. Fine. In one of the halls with 3 other men. He did not keep dancing, so he slept with other 3 men whose wives were also enjoying the party, like Matilda. He threw around her shoulders the modest wraps they had carried, whose poverty clashed with the elegance of the ball costume. She wished to hurry away in order not to be noticed by the other women who were wrapping themselves in rich furs. Now, furs. Furs means short, fine, soft hair of certain animals. And this wraps means shawl. It was cold outside, so after the party got over for them, and when they came out of the hall, Mr. Loisel threw the wrap shawl around his wife. Clear? So around Matilda's shoulders as they were about to leave. So see how decent this man is for his wife. But the elegance of the party dress was getting crashed. Clear? The elegance of the party dress was getting ruined by the cheap shawl, by the cheap wrap, as it was not that pretty, and therefore she wanted to leave the party very quickly, because she did not want the rich ladies who had wrapped themselves in rich furs to see her in a cheap wrap. So this was because she had flaunted, she had portrayed herself as a rich lady by wearing a new dress and the diamond necklace. Loisel detained her. "Wait," said he, "I am going to call a cab." But she would not listen and descended the steps rapidly. When they were in the street, they found no carriage, and they began to seek for one, hailing the coachman whom they saw at a distance. Now, detained, it means stopped, to keep someone from proceeding. Someone from proceeding, stopped. Okay, and she descended. Descended means to move or to move forward. To move forward. Fine. To fall downwards. Okay. So the word hailing. Hailing means to call or wave to somebody. And this word coachman means the drivers of a horse-drawn carriage. Fine. So it was very cold outside. Mr. Loisel asked Matilda to wait as he was calling a cab, but she was in a hurry and quickly went down the stairs. And why was she in a hurry? Because she did not want to be noticed. And as they got on the street, they were looking for a carriage which could take them home, but could not find one. Then they saw a coachman at a distance and started calling him, but the coachman did not stop. They walked along toward the river, hopeless and shivering. Finally, they found one of those old carriages that one sees in Paris after nightfall. It took them as far as their door, and they went wearily up to their apartment. It was all over for her, and on his part, he remembered that he would have to be at the office by 10 o'clock. She removed the wraps from her shoulders before the glass for a final view of herself in her glory. Suddenly she uttered a cry. Her necklace was not around her neck. Now, this word shivering, it means shaking slightly due to cold. Shaking slightly due to cold. It was cold outside, so she was shaking, she was trembling. And this word wearily, wearily means tiredly. Fine. So they kept walking towards the river and finally found a carriage. The kind one finds in Paris at dusk time. So the carriage took them to their home and they both went up. By then they were extremely tired. Clear? tiredly. So they were extremely tired. The enthusiasm and fun for Madame Loisel had ended by then, and Mr. Loisel also remembered that he had to reach his office by 10 o'clock in the morning. But then, as Matilda stood in front of the mirror and removed the wrap to see herself one last time, to have a last look in the beautiful dress and necklace, she cried because the necklace was missing. It was not around her neck. It was not on her neck. Loisel, already half undressed, asked, "What is the matter?" She turned towards him excitedly. I have no longer have Madame Forestier's necklace. So, by this time, Mr. Loisel was already half undressed and was almost ready to go to sleep when he asked her for the reason for her shouting. She turned towards him excitedly. I have no longer have Madame Forestier's necklace. He arose in dismay. What? How is that? It is not possible. And they looked in the folds of the dress, in the folds of the cloak, in the pockets, everywhere. They could not find it. He asked, "You are sure you still had it when we left the minister's house?" Now this word cloak, it means a sleeveless outdoor overgarment. Okay, so now this cloak, it hangs loosely from the shoulders. So she turned quickly towards her husband, and said that Madame Forestier's necklace was missing and that it might have fallen somewhere. So they both, wife and husband, they both began to search. They searched it in the folds of the dresses, the cloak, and in the pockets as well, but could not find it. Mr. Loisel then asked her if she remembered having it on while they were leaving the minister's house. "Yes, I felt it as we came out, but if you had lost it in the street, we should have heard it fall. It must be in the cab." So to this, Madame Loisel said that she remembered having it on, as she had felt it while leaving the house of the minister. And then Mr. Loisel said that if it would have fallen on the street, then they would have heard the sound of its falling, but they did not hear anything, which meant that it must have fallen in the cab. So they both believed it to be fallen in the cab. "Yes, it is possible. Did you take the number?" "No." "And you? Did you notice what it was?" "No." They looked at each other, utterly cast down. Finally, Loisel dressed himself again. "I'm going," he said, "over the track where we went on foot to see if I can find it." Now this word cast down, it means sad or worried. So to this, she replied that it could be possible that what her husband said was right, and asked him if he noted down the number of the car. But both of them had not seen the number of the carriage at all. They were let down by what had just happened. And so Mr. Loisel dressed up again to go and look on the tracks where they were walking. So students, I am discontinuing the video here only. We'll be talking about the remaining portion in our next video. Till then, goodbye.